I'm Cesar Compadre. I'm professor at the University of Kansas for Medical Sciences. I'm glad that you are visiting our laboratory. We are for many years. We have been embarking in a travel through many different countries, and sometimes you feel that you are traveling through different times. We are trying to study and preserve and utilize the biodiversity for the benefit of mankind. In the few minutes that you are going to be listening to this video, it's very likely that one or more species that have been roaming the earth for thousands of years will disappear. The rate of extinctions of plants and animals and other species is about 3 species per hour. And then you think that at least takes 10,000 years to develop a new species. This is a big tragedy. Well, we are trying to do something about it. We are collaborating with different institutions in different parts of the world to try to get light onto the different species and plants that can be useful. Here at the College of Pharmacy, we are very interested in finding use for these plants and organisms. We have different projects trying to help the communities and they have this biodiversity to get resources on their areas so they can be self-sustainable. We are working with anti-leukemic compounds. We are working with compounds and they will protect against radiation. We are working with compounds and they protect our food supply. If you visit our laboratory, you will find students in chemistry, in biology, in computer sciences. You will find young people from different countries. We have people from India, people from Ecuador, people from Mexico, people from the United States working in this one. And we all have in common the interest on having use for plants that have been known to mankind for a long time, but sometimes we forgot. Sometimes we don't find it anymore. When you come to my laboratory, you may get the chance to come with me or some of my students to explore interesting places. We travel sometimes into the upper part of the Amazons. Sometimes we travel in the deserts from Mexico. Sometimes to travel to some parts of the United States. We have recently found some plants in northern United States, and they have very, 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 very interesting anti-cancer activity. We have collaborators with different institutions in the United States, and we're trying to help the nature to show us what they have for us. I will tell you a little bit some of the things we do. Here at UMS, we have a very, very strong group trying to find ways to protect us from accidental or terroristic radiation accidents. At this moment, there is practically nothing you can do if there is a nuclear accident or a terroristic attack. Like the recent tsunami in Japan showed this very clearly what is happening. If something that terrible were going to happen, there is no chemical or no substance that can protect you. But here at UMS, we are trying to do something about it. And then how nature gets involved in that one? Well, it just happened that a lot of our research we have been doing it in Ecuador. Ecuador is a very, very unique and beautiful country in the center part of the world, in South America. And it has not only the peculiarity that it's in the equator, but it's very high in the mountains. The radiation exposure of people and plants in Ecuador is very, very high. It's 5 to 10 times higher than we have here in the worst days. And then we're thinking, how is that plants survive when they live in such harsh environments? Well, they produce chemicals and they are helping them. One of these chemicals, alpha-tocotrienol, gamma-tocotrienol, delta-tocotrienol, had been found at UMS that they have very strong capability to protect from radiation. Then our work in Ecuador inspired us to look at these compounds, and then we discovered modifying one of these vitamin E products, we make it a super vitamin E. This compound that you see on the screen is called tocoflexol, a compound that was developed here by our laboratory at UMS, and it's a new kind of vitamin E, it's a super vitamin E. This compound that was inspired by our travels to Ecuador. It is as potent as any other anti-radiation compound that has been discovered, but has the advantage that it stays in the longer moisture in the body much longer. Then this compound will be allowed us to be administered orally, and perhaps stockpiled for cases of a nuclear accident.